Morning, my friends. Hopefully, my volume is just a little bit louder. As I get quieter for some reason, everything gets louder. You can't even hear my videos. You're trying to drive in the car, you got it blasted all the way up. God forbid if a commercial or anything came on. I mean, it's just going to completely annihilate your ears. And then I tried so many times. I make these long ass videos and I try to put it in iMovie and then up the volume. Literally, it makes my computer red hot with the fans blasting. And then each minute it says it's going to take 10 minutes longer, like hours, and like 5 hours later. So then hopefully my video is a little bit louder. I got to figure it out. I got to take care of the volume problem. There's so much for us to talk about before I actually start this video that I have no clue on how to make a video on it because it's so long. This is such an absolutely amazing, mind-blowing video. You know what's mind-blowing about this one? We're going to get to see things from the other side of it. It's great to complement the last video. This kind of just popped up. I'm absolutely amazed at how you can say normal things. Like in my videos, I go, guys, I'm saying normal things right now. I have to say that all the time. This video addresses that from a vantage point that I rarely get to witness. I'm never on the other side of it. So let's have some fun.
They're everywhere! Pink elephants are everywhere!
Now this is so amazing because we're just messing with video games. This has nothing to do with video games. It's a mystery school video. This has to do with our entire lives and our perspective on life itself. And this genius kid that thinks like I do stumbled across it in video games. Maybe he understands that his analogy is actually all-consuming as he shows it through video games.
Sorry, you'll need to give me a minute. I'm mentally preparing to do Hot Ones again.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 is a game that is supposed to be
always hated. Always so mad at the Tony Hawk games. So fucking mad. I wanted an actual fucking skateboard game. So fucking mad at this fucking arcade fucking... It was never cool to me. But you know what? I guarantee you, this is one of my things, my ego bravado things that's actually real. I guarantee you I have speed runs on the first couple Tony Hawks that still haven't been beaten to this day. Before the internet, I used to do speed runs for fun, and boy did I ever, I'm sure I have speed runs on the original Mario Kart that are world records that no one has beaten to this day. Even with them all competing and getting better at it and inching, and I bet you I got the world record. I absolutely guarantee you.
But they removed the very things that make it nostalgic. Levels have been removed. Content has been removed. Characters have been removed. 47 songs from the soundtrack have been removed. Iconic skaters were very noticeably missing.
I want you to notice if this is what... See, I would say, but not everyone's on X, Elon Musk's website. Is this what's happening on YouTube? It's a society thing. It's a social engineering thing. So I'm trying to say all of society. I'm trying to say everybody's minds are being programmed in this direction, as I don't understand how anybody couldn't notice it.
from the game, the open world of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 is now restricted by a 2-minute timer. You can't actually see the skateboard because this text is too large. Taco Bell is everywhere. They replaced a big beautiful cake with a big Red Bull. They turned an attractive woman into a double amputee. You had to buy the deluxe edition of the game to play the demo. That's right, you had to buy the game.
Intentional. You're supposed to look at that and go, how ironically broccoli haircutted, funny millennial stupid. Oh my God, they're doing our stupid. If you're a millennial, that's what you say to this. You go, that's my burn the world down. That's not by chance. That's my millennial. That's it, because it is. It literally comes from the first place kid gets the last place trophy.
The deluxe edition of the game to play the demo. That's right, you had to buy the game to play the demo. And the demo was broken.
Could you imagine how millennials are just rolling over, getting broccoli haircuts because of it?
CEO and founder of the game studio is bathing in his LinkedIn profile, and the game director doesn't seem to know anything about games.
Can you comment on New Game Plus? Or
That's
Game Plus?
it. Do you think that would be by chance by the game developer not knowing anything about games? You know, that millennials were offended by creativity, talent, and skill, and that's why the internet is full of Rick Beatos. If you even know who Rick Beato, completely untalented, unskilled, and that's who we prefer. That's who we don't have anybody talented, skilled, or anything on the internet, because millennials, that's the new world right there.
Doesn't seem to know anything about games.
They're offended by everyone that invented everything, so they parodied and stole everything and turned the world upside down and burned it down.
New Game Plus or Game Plus mode, whatever it's called.
What's that?
Is it like a new set of goals after you complete the first set of goals?
It's an interesting idea.
This video is so fucking good. It takes a little while to get started, so hopefully you got some time here.
Every day there was news about a feature being removed or a joke being censored, and I asked myself, who's making this game? It's a game studio that's only really made one game, a live service battle royale that got shut down after 6 months and everybody got refunded.
These are the same people controlling YouTube. These are the same people controlling Google.
When you look at their website, there's very little
I would say Facebook, but Mark Zuckerberg is spending a lot of motherfucking money on AI, building something the size of Manhattan, a couple of them, 3 of them. That dude's busy spending motherfucking money, making that stock go down like it did when he did the metaverse. Meta went down so fucking bad, it was like, you're going to go out of business, dude, if you don't start making money. So Mark Zuckerberg's spending that money right now.
About what they actually do as a company, but there are pages.
Part of the intro for this video is, guys, I really, really, really have to thank you for your donations. You guys always come through when I really, really fucking need it. Thank you very much.
Pages of long, detailed profiles on the sexual identity and ethnic background of their employees. Compare that to their one single web page about game development. And not only is this section extremely vague about what their actual role is with these games, it also purposefully excludes any information about their PC ports for The Last of Us.
Because if we were going to put it in our biblical terms, if you're keeping up with the context, it gets way more interesting. But these are our new watchers that watch over everything. They watch over our movies, our video games, our entire lives, and have no expertise and have no clue what they're doing. They're just inserting their George Soros bullshit into everything.
2 games which are widely known to be the worst ports of all time. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 is objectively bad, but shockingly, 33 out of 33 major publications gave this game a rating of 8 out of 10 or higher. Every review on YouTube that has seen this...
33, that couldn't be the Masons, because the Masons are actually into family and having a picnic on 4th of July and shit like that.
spends the majority of its time talking about the game's major flaws, but inexplicably gives it an 8 out of 10. And you don't see any comments from people saying that they like the game. You just see the same comment over and over again.
Here's the useful idiots that promote the communism because they feel that the communism makes them get ahead. But of course, as the story goes, those are the first ones escorted into the concentration camp, of course.
I hope they remake Tony Hawk's Underground next. Because most people
Did you know that we're literally to the point to where Trump could announce concentration camps, call it something different? The population would absolutely go, fuck yeah. We're to that point. We're absolutely to that. You could just rename this shit and the population, oh, we're down for concentration camps these motherfucking days.
Games aren't even old enough to remember these games. They only really played the games that came later in the series. So who is buying this game? My name is Glenn Quagmire, and today I'm going to tell you why this game is propaganda. How does this game force you to change your behavior as a consumer? Why did
and remember, the purpose of this video really just is saying normal things. And why would the population, why would everybody think saying regular normal things is so crazy, is so out there? Gotta get rid of you. You said weird words.
All of that content from the game, and what did they replace it with? And most importantly, how many subliminal messages are in this game? I'm going to answer all of these questions and more on today's episode of Family Guy.
Hey, you guys.
What a great video, huh? It's nice to see somebody like make something quality where the entire thing is quality. Isn't it nice? It is such a seems like it's been a million years since I've seen something that not only the visuals, the production, the story, all of this is quality. Haven't seen it in 20 fucking years.
Hey Peter, look at this crippled 10-year-old boy.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen those in a while.
He's doing tricks in his wheelchair.
Holy wheels of fury riding. Yeah. The 10-year-old skating madman. No more grinding on wood chippers, huh, Polly?
That's right, baby.
Isn't this entertaining?
Yes.
Oh, hey! Is that the new Tony Hawk's game? No, this is the original Tony Hawk series from the early 2000s.
First, right here, we get an explanation of art. I guess that's the way that you would start a video like this. I almost feel like I should have started this video in the middle, but you're all going to need the backstory on it.
Yeah, I was wondering why there was no ray tracing. How the hell did a game like this get so popular? This was more than a game, small dude. It was a cultural phenomenon.
Teen pregnancy rates.
I know, it was. I'm going to say I hold world records on this game before the internet ever started, but fuck, did I ever hate this shit. When Skate came out, and it's actually geared towards skaters with skate culture, oh my god, I fucking hated this Tony Hawk shit.
All-time low. Because now guys have something.
You know, and then you guys have kind of gotten to know me. I mean, you know, people would say, oh, you don't really know me. No, you guys kind of know my personality through the internet and all this. You know that I wouldn't like Tony Hawk. And it's like, no, give me something that's more accurate. Give me something. Give me something that resembles skateboarding, please.
It's Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4, available now.
The Tony Hawk's games introduced counterculture.
I mean, I felt like I was in a world of idiots. Like, you guys like this? You don't want a real skateboarding game. You want something that appears like skateboarding but is nothing. I was so fucking mad. I still am mad at these pieces of shit fucking Tony Hawk games.
Available now.
The The Tony Hawk's games introduced counterculture to an entire generation of 10-year-old white boys. Like you, for example. Whoa, I nearly forgot that I was a professional skateboarder back in the day. It's like I was an entirely different person back then. This may be a skateboarding game, but it had a significant role in creating a new male identity. Since the dawn of time, there was conventional masculinity. Conventional masculinity emphasized competition.
Now, millennials, that's the proper use of Hulk Hogan. I know, a millennial can't figure this shit out because a millennial thinks that they're using Hulk Hogan properly here. And it's ironically funny, get a broccoli haircut and burn the world down. No, this is the proper use of motherfucking Hulk Hogan and Bam Margera.
Domination and
Oh,
hierarchy.
I fucking hate Bam Margera so much. I wish I could see Bam Margera face to face and literally make a YouTube video. You know, it would be different because I'm the mystery school teacher. I would love to ask Bam Margera questions.
But somewhere
You
in the
know,
late
right in front of the gun shop so that I can direct Bam Margera into the gun shop so he could buy a gun and shoot himself right in the fucking head.
to the early 2000s,
Because who was really who was George Soros's greatest useful idiot? Bam Margera. That's the dude that made millions and millions of dollars that was the beginning. That was the beginning of the end. What went together so perfectly? Let's give the Bam Margera is not a skateboarder. He is a fucking Steve-O. He cheated his way. He's not a skateboarder. He's a postmodernist. It goes right along with the first place kid gets the last place trophy and the last place kid gets the first place. That's what Bam Margera represents.
alternative masculinity was invented. Alternative masculinity celebrated individualism, creativity, and
Yes.
non-conformity.
And then when you get this jackass shit, it's taking all of Gen X's shit and completely destroying it.
Alternative masculinity celebrated individualism, creativity,
Yeah,
and
here's all the Gen X shit where they all took advantage of it. All the dissent, all the creativity, all the talent and skill. And here's how millennials turned every single bit of it on its fucking head.
non-conformity. It was still aggressive male behavior, but that aggression was being articulated through humor and self-expression. 84%
Humor.
of skaters were male, so it was undeniably
What's the humor? I can't trust my own friends because they might shave my head. I'm trying to figure out what's the humor. Let's see, we had friends. We used to have friends, and being friends to friends. And then the millennial way is you have to be terrified to be around your friends because they might do a prank on you. You might get a YouTube prank on you before YouTube was even invented.
male-dominated interest. But it's not just skate culture that shaped this alternative male identity. Popular media of this era as a whole was challenging traditional male archetypes. Masculinity was still masculine, but there was an emotional aspect to it, more than just a physical aspect. This truly was a time when the freaks and geeks of society took control. This was a time for nerds with attitude. This is the real NWA. These games were an original concept created by a passionate team of artists. You can see it in the menu design. You can see it in the stylization.
Now we're finally getting to the video. Right now, after we're 18 minutes in, we're finally into the things that I would say that are normal, then no one would perceive it as normal.
Next, the characters. I mean, look at how many characters they include in one game. It's not an obligation to create. They clearly just have an abundance of ideas. The environments, the gameplay, the sound design. None of that existed until these developers created it. There was no skateboarding games, and then there was. That's what makes these games more than just a tech demo. It's an artistic accomplishment. So we're playing these games on the PS2, not because it has the best technology available, but because it has soul. Forget about this old crap. There's a new game in town, and it's superior in every conceivable way. Tony Hawk's Remastered is in 4K.
Now, look at this whole entire thing. You should be able to see it right now. What's wrong? To show me everything that's wrong. You can point it out. You can see exactly what's wrong. You can see it with your soul. It hits your soul a certain way.
And it got a 9 out of 10 rating on IGN, so that's how you know that it's good. Whoa, here it goes.
Look at it again. This is what we're looking at. Can you see what's wrong? You don't have to have any experience with anything of this whatsoever. You should just be able to look at it. And you know what type of feeling I'm talking about? If we went down to Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles, to the brutalist architecture, the skyscrapers, it's a really small area. You know, you'd be amazed at how small the actual brutalist architecture. Does this not give you that same brutalist architecture? The buildings are so big, and you're like, one day we're going to have to do that, because I'm going to have to show you there's no doors and there's no windows at the bottom of these skyscrapers. It's like this ghost town. No, it has this feeling of where no one would ever fucking go there, and no one does. You got all the homeless in Hollywood. You got all the shit in Hollywood, in LA and all that. And with all of that, all the trash and all that shit, no one even steps one fucking foot in the brutalist architecture area. It is fucking tumbleweeds blowing amongst skyscrapers, and not one person walking on the fucking street, because there's no reason. There's no shop. There's no windows. You wouldn't even know how to get into the skyscrapers. Like, where is it? An underground fucking parking entrance to the fucking thing?
It looks good, looks good.
Wow, that looks pretty bad.
What are you talking about, Peter? It's in 4K. Yeah, I think Peter's trying to say that it looks bad because it doesn't look fun. Every video game right now is trying to be realistic, and hardly any games are innovating on style, personality, or even gameplay.
You got it.
But I will admit, Peter, this game is a lot more fun than it looks.
Oh, yeah?
You want to play some game with some crippled guy in a wheelchair, but you don't want to play Tony Hawk's in 4K?
Yes.
If all artistic expression was judged based on how realistic it is, then every museum in the world would have paintings that look like this. But we do
this is masterful, guys. This is so fucking smart. The one for one comparisons. We rarely find people doing apples to apples. When you do true apples to apples, true one-to-one comparison, these like mind-blowing things happen. These comparisons, watch how brilliant comparisons. Look at how they're so mystery school. They're so fucking esoteric. When things are one for one, they reveal things that we wouldn't know.
Creativity based on how accurately it can replicate real life. We value creative works based on how it makes us feel. Abstractions allow us to use our imagination. We create meaning inside of our own heads. Abstract images allow us to access a part of our brains that we cannot access in the real world. It allows us to see inside a new world and to have new thoughts and ideas.
You're telling me this game isn't fun? You don't like zipping around as Tony Hawk?
No way.
No, the game is fun.
Really?
Well, of course it is. It's a remaster of an all-time classic. A lot of people thought this was fun the first time they released it.
My recollection is that it went extremely well.
So why wouldn't it be fun? That's the bare minimum of what I expect from this. But remaking a game at all is an inherently flawed and disingenuous concept. That's what I have a problem with. Remaking a game suggests that video games can become obsolete. It suggests that video games can become objectively out of date, and I fundamentally disagree with that. Quagmire, open your eyes, my brother. These games are so limited by the technology of the time. I mean, they look like total crap. Limitation doesn't impede greatness. Limitation facilitates greatness. Limitations and tools with intentional design create specific types of work.
Look at the one-for-one comparison right here. It's earth-shattering. It's mind-changing. It's like, whoa, you have a point here. Wow.
Of the time, I mean, they look like total crap. Limitation doesn't impede greatness.
This is the same thing that it goes through everything. So when it comes to music, I say we all just stick to the major scale. That's how pop music is written. That's how all the greatest songs of all time were ever written. They're just basically using the major scale, and that's what everyone's using anyway. But it's about limiting. We all, as musicians, we all used to play on the same playing field as in mainstream music. And then all the bands sound different with the same exact limited, very fucking limited tools. All those different, like, just take the grunge days. Alice in Chains sounds different than Pearl Jam. They're both using extremely limited tools and they sound completely, that's how you get original new shit, is with limited tools. The more tools you have, the more complicated, the more shitty it all gets.
Limitation facilitates greatness. Limitations and tools with intentional design create specific types of work.
Who wants
and
the...
that's what this,
look at this shit. Who wants the Mona Lisa remastered? That is a brilliant motherfucking comparison. That shit fucking... That draws a line in the sand.
Intentional design creates specific types of work. And that's what this is. This is a specific type of work made with the tools that were available. That's what everything is. It didn't fall short of its goal just because we invented new things later. This painting by Peter Bruegel from 1565 was made with oil paint and a wooden panel. The painting doesn't want to be a film. The painting doesn't want to be hyper-realistic. It wouldn't be better if it moved, and it wouldn't be better if it was in 3D. Just because we have the technology now does not make the original work limited. The existence of Photoshop does not make oil paintings obsolete. But what about games like Resident Evil 1? That was a good remake, I'd say. That Resident was evil as hell. That remake was directed by the same team as the original version, okay? Let's not bring up outliers from 25 years ago for the sake of being obtuse. How dare you call me obtuse?
Do you know how happy it makes me when somebody calls out the millennial game as obtuse? Millennials thinking, and this is kind of like Gen Z and millennials, they think everything's fucking a hypocrite so that you can get away with everything and everything goes to shit, and they try to confuse it and turn it into postmodernism, and somebody needs to stop them because everyone falls for it. I mean, it's the whole creation of YouTube for millennials to do little kid shit and nobody calls them out. Yeah, you need to start calling them obtuse when they think something's so millennial. It's ironically stupid broccoli haircuts like we are. Isn't everything dumb like a fucking... People need to start calling out millennials as the idiots that they are. They think they can get away with anything and everything if they just call something a hypocrite.
5 years ago for the sake of being obtuse. How dare you call me obtuse? I'm on a seafood diet.
Fucking retard idiot millennial.
Remakes are designed to replace the original version. These games will get forgotten. They won't get ported and they won't get remastered. People say if you don't like the remaster, then just play the original version. But you know damn well that the original versions are not convenient to play. Most people will not be bothered to figure out how to get an emulator working, and anyone who didn't play the original games will just assume...
You know who's not gonna fuck with any of that shit whatsoever? Me. I would have when I was a kid. But as a 48-year-old man, am I going to be doing emulators and what at the... No, I'm not. Absolutely not.
was a total pile of shit anyway, so they won't play it. But the game is more than just a collection of polygons, computer code, and controller inputs. A game is a collection of ideas. It may not be pretty, but that's how it was. These ideas have now been overwritten with new ideas of inclusivity, corporatism, and compliance. The new developers have different beliefs to the old developers. Therefore, the message of the new game is not the same as
this is the sickening shit. Look at Gen X. There's Gen X. There's late 70s, motherfucking early 80s, 90s Gen X right there. And all of our creative works have been taken away or taken over by millennials so they can remaster it into woke. Once again, millennials have never made anything. They think their new world is taking over everything of the past and rewriting it into them. If that doesn't deserve a concentration camp, I don't know what does.
Developers. Therefore, the message of the new game is not the same as the message of the old game.
Hey guys, this is literally a communist takeover where you put the people that did it in a concentration camp. You put them in the electric chair. These are crimes against the United States and all of its people. Yeah, you pay a very severe price for this kind of shit. You pay with your life itself.
We make a work of art and intentionally change
If Donald Trump came out today and said, I'm rounding them up, the population would go, yes, please, absolutely, 100%. You mean we can have quality things again? We just have to round up these millennials? The population will say, fuck yeah, absolutely. As we deport all the Mexicans and everyone else, yeah, round up the millennials at the same fucking time.
As a replacement of the original work, you are rewriting history. That is propaganda. But yes, the gameplay of Tony Hawk's Remastered is pretty fun, and it's a lot more intuitive than the original version. What do you think, Peter?
This game was funded by Israel.
Wait, what? All right, why don't we just create our own character? That'll be fun, you know? We can make him look like Cleveland. Right. Oh my God, yes! I want to make Cleveland and Tony Hawk! Okay, what kind of mustache does Cleveland have? Yeah, he's got a big gray beard like Santa Claus. You need to scroll down. Wait, hold on. Where do you find the beards? Where are the beards?
No, stay out of there. No!
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh, the child. Uh-oh, the child doesn't know what he's looking at.
Oh my God! My character's a doctor! Your character's not a doctor.
These were literally the medical experiments of the Nazis. COVID, these were the medical experiments literally, identically, the medical experiments of the Nazis.
This is modern gaming's idea of a funny joke. A joke?
It's not a joke. It's a sick and twisted Easter egg created by Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Call it a joke, call it an Easter egg, whatever you want to call it. This is something that the developers put in so that you would see it and you'd go, oh, how fun. What the hell is fun about this? It just reminds me of that time where everybody died.
Activision removed swastikas from a video game about World War II. But they incorporated a deeply polarizing and contentious government directive in a skateboarding game. These sick fucks want to brainwash you so badly. This has nothing to do with the Tony Hawk's video game series. This has nothing to do with skateboarding.
It has every single fucking thing to do with millennial social engineering.
What teenage angst? This is literal propaganda.
Propaganda? Come on, Peter, that's just something that happens in shithole countries, like China.
You teach the millennials, the first place kid gets the last place trophy, and the last place kid, and this is what they do after you teach them that kind of shit.
Mexico and Northern Ireland. And anyway, they shut down the studio that made the Tony Hawk's games, so there won't be any more Tony Hawk's games.
Yay, that is such good news.
I don't know, Peter. This game is full of corporate bullshit, but it is pretty fun. Like, there's some soul in there. Deep down, they've kept the core thing that makes it fun.
Well, yeah, because and I'm sure he's going to explain it. I vaguely watched this as I was falling asleep last night, and I fell asleep like 3/4 of the way through.
Some soul in there, deep down.
But yeah, that's exactly what a millennial does. It goes and takes your original version and then paints its fucking parody over the top. So, of course, it stole the only functioning part. That's what a millennial does in every single fucking thing to replicate that it somehow has soul. It steals from Gen X the parts that worked, because a millennial can't make anything that actually fucking works.
Bullshit.
So they stole all the mechanics. Gen X made all of it for them, and then they just painted over the top of it.
Pretty fun. Like, there's some soul in there, deep down.
Yeah, there's some soul because they literally stole the mechanics that Gen X made. They didn't do it. All they have is props and propaganda.
Bullshit, but it is pretty fun. Like, there's some soul in there. Deep down, they've kept the core thing that makes it fun in the first place. All things considered, it was decent. Well, I'm glad you love the game, Quagmire, because guess what? They made another one.
But you just said they shut down the studio that makes the games.
Yeah, no, they fired everybody who made that game. But then they hired these other guys who are known for making...
And it's all done through DEI and BlackRock, and they don't even have to make a profit. Companies that don't... That's millennial shit. We live in the age of where companies themselves don't need to make a profit to survive because BlackRock will just subsidize the whole thing.
For the Nintendo Switch, and then they said those guys should make a new Tony Hawk's game. Tony Hawk's 3 and 4, let's freaking go! It's exactly like the original game, except better, because it's in 4K, and it has crazy characters. Does it have crazy characters? Okay, let's have a look at these characters then.
Why did we grow up but our cereal didn't? Meat Magic Spoon. Looks and tastes like your favorite classics.
Yep, got that
We
ad.
have all the classic skaters here, I see. Tony Hawk,
Jamie Thomas,
Rodney Mullen, Bam Margera. No, he's not
See,
him.
this is what we should notice about today and this video game here that came out a little while ago. Video games that come out today do not have any of, if it was a skateboard game like Skate, what was supposed to be Skate 4, we've waited like 10 years for Skate 4 to come out. They got rid of all of the actual skateboarders. There's no like popular skate. It's about getting rid of personality. It's about getting rid of the individual. Real communism, guys. The real fucking thing done to children. To get my whole childhood, Gen X was about celebrating being an individual while we're all the same. You know, it has that mystery school flavor to it. We're all wildly different individuals as we're all the same human being at the same time. This is all about eliminating the individual. Now, if you look around, you'll notice that it's going on with everything. You know how long ago this started? Remember MySpace? Remember how personalized? You remember how individualized MySpace was? Then you have YouTube that gets rid of profiles and just, there's nothing. Remember when Facebook first started? It was individual, like MySpace. Then they started like whitewashing everything until there was nothing personal about anybody at all. That's the whole thing, is they're taking away personality. They're taking away individualism. And this is how it's all done. Then these are all normal things to point out. See, this is where it gets weird. You point out these normal things to notice, and people think you're crazy somehow.
Covell, the 15-year-old whiz kid. Nora Vast can't say, oh, it's gone. Well, oh, Sion Wright, he's a black guy. That's pretty cool. Tyshawn Jones, black guy number 2. And keep him coming, I say. Nigel Houston, not sure what he is. Asian, maybe? Marjoline, oh, well, that was definitely Asian. Oh, my God. Oh, lettuce buffer. Back to the women again. These skaters are all included based on merit, by the way. Ordraline, you can tell by his rainbow t-shirt and his mouth gesture that this guy's definitely...
that shit's hilarious. His dick sucking mouth. His dick sucking mouth.
Tell by his rainbow t-shirt and his mouth gesture that this guy's definitely French. Oh, Quagmire, wait until you see this.
Now look, I remember this part. Look at how millennials don't know what they're... Look at how millennials, they laugh at everyone. Millennials don't know when to laugh. That's why they laugh at everyone when you get hurt. I grew up in a world where if you got hurt, no one would laugh at you and everyone would help you. And I'm talking about fucking brutal Gen X. Like if we were throwing rocks at each other, which was an everyday thing, and then somebody got hit in the head, we wouldn't laugh at you. We would run over and try to help you. If we're all skateboarding and we're getting hurt all fucking day long, because that's part of it, we're out riding our bikes, getting hurt all day long. If you actually got hurt, we wouldn't laugh at you. We would run over and help you fucking immediately.
Guys definitely French. Oh, Quagmire, wait until you see this. Oh my God, he's a skateboarder with no legs. What did I tell you? Tony Hawk still has that twisted sense of humor.
No, millennials have a twisted sense of humor. These fucking pieces of shit that don't know themselves, they're self-conscious about every fucking thing. So a millennial just wants everybody to fail so that they can laugh at you.
Did I tell you? Tony Hawk still has that twisted sense of humor. That's not supposed to be funny. Oh, they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing because a millennial always has like secret racism behind things. A millennial always has a twisted plot of, I have a broccoli haircut and burn the world down. You guys know what you're doing. It's that secret George Soros millennial thing of where they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
That's not supposed to be funny. Oh, they know what they're doing. They know. It is wild that they didn't include Bam Margera, but they did get a guy with no legs.
Do I want the noob? Or do I want
a skateboarder with no legs?
Then life is complicated because I'll tell you every single day that I hate fucking Bam Margera, everything he represents the communism. But then there's an element of Bam Margera where he's Gen X, where he's also stealing from Gen X, but he's part of Gen X with the Gen X flavor. So it would be right to use Bam Margera as even like a spokesman for Gen X.
Are you serious? You can't decide between me and a
skateboarder with no legs.
You want some?
Yeah, because it's like the difference between in this context, it's the difference between choosing Gen X and fucking millennials.
I like that. He's fired up.
Okay, so you're not impressed with Activision. I get that. You think their games are blatant cash grabs with paid DLC, microtransactions, pay-to-win elements, loot boxes promoting gambling to children, games with a lack of polish, unfinished or unplayable on release? Sure. And of course, we all know about the time that they got sued for massive sexual harassment issues, guys getting drunk.
Now remember when I pointed out that the cover of the Tony Hawk game is going to become real important in this.
The office and invading the women's bathroom
and how you should have immediately seen what's wrong with it. You should have gotten that brutalist architecture feeling and maybe not know what's wrong with it, but have a feeling that there's something wrong with it.
took her own life because of the intense harassment and people circulated her nude photos at the Christmas party.
Oh,
Okay,
and here, oh yeah, here's the world we live in where people literally die and commit suicide, but you better not say a bad word. That's the real communism. That's the real millennial world where murders and suicides, and we cover all of that up and say we're nice people because we don't say the R word.
choose guys getting drunk in the office and invading the women's bath.
I think that kind of shit deserves a concentration camp. All of this kind of shit. We cover up murders, we cover up rapes, we cover up suicides, we cover up all of it, and then tell you you're not allowed to say the R word or you're canceled.
And then that woman took her own life because of the intense harassment and people circulated her nude photos at the Christmas party. Okay, I know that looks bad, but Tony Hawk's Remastered features the first ever transgender skateboarder.
It's really cool that they're showcasing a variety of different skateboarders. You know, like Aori's going to be in it, Leticia, so like...
I'm so happy to see people overcoming this mind control right here.
And me as like a queer skater, I think is really important, really important, really important, really important, really important, really important.
Really important for who? Why is it really important that a queer person is in Tony Hawk's? So you're telling me that Activision, a company who merrily turns children into gambling addicts, exploits its customer base, and violates women sexually, they are your ally? You share the same values? Or are you both just self-interested parties who can mutually benefit from each other's influence, taking advantage of your...
Hey, look at the haircut, guys. Is that as millennial? Is that an ironically funny dipshit millennial haircut that monetizes the whole world? That took all of our works of art and remastered them into millennial shit? The millennials that never made anything, but millennials came out here into the world and said, you would be stupid if you didn't monetize that. Monetize this. And we had the world unmonetized for a reason. And millennials thought, this is my superpower. Wait a minute. You can monetize this over here. Wait a minute. You can monetize. Wait a minute. There's something over here that's not monetized. Monetize it. With your stupid haircut. The shit deserves a concentration camp when you see all the manipulation behind millennial shit. You'll say it deserves a concentration camp. The pendulum will swing back so much that Donald Trump will literally build concentration camps, and every single person will go, yeah, that's the normal. That's the new norm. We don't put up with this shit. The same way that we don't put up with illegals and we deport them is the same shit that we don't put up with this shit right here.
Parties who can mutually benefit from each other's influence, taking advantage of your abused customers to get more money for yourselves. Am I being cynical? Is it crazy to say that? Maybe I am crazy.
I love this part. It's so amazing how the creator of this, to say normal things, people will go, you must be crazy.
Cynical? Is it crazy to say that? Maybe I am crazy. V505. Sergeant, the train has left the station. Private, I don't pay you to stand there looking pretty. Yes, sir, Captain, sir. Stand up. I don't know what I've been told. I don't know what I've been told. Transsexuals and video games is not normal. Hey!
That was fucking funny, bro. That was motherfucking funny. Because that's what is that what they think? Is that what people think? When you call attention to normal things? When you say normal fucking things, that's what people think's going on?
Get that out! Transgenders are people too! Yeah, I agree. They are people.
Yeah, they are people.
Oh, okay. I just thought you were being transphobic there for a brief moment, because you alluded to some sort of dissonance with the inclusion of transsexuals in this fun video game. Is it fun to have transgenders in this game? It is for them. Yeah, but what about for me? What do you mean? Why would that be fun for me? I fail to see the relevance of what you're saying. What if I wanted the game to be decidedly for men?
Dear gamers, we regret to inform you that Tony Hawk's original version was decidedly for men. This game features a woman, but this game also features a woman in her underpants.
Look at yourself, you filthy whore.
Warning! Male environment detected.
The fact of the matter, Private Carrera was created by Noel Hines.
Look at these Gen X motherfuckers right here. You know, if we were going to do our thing of getting back to racism, well, this dude's in our club. This dude's a Gen X motherfucker. That's other people. No, this guy right here, this is not a third world dipshit. This is a regular white guy right here, because we live in Martin Luther King, and that's considered white, and everything else is considered third world and Jim Crow. So check out this fucking ultra white, this motherfucking whiter than white motherfucking Gen X dude.
Character artist that created all the original characters. He owned a Porsche, and Carrera was his favorite car. That's where the name Private Carrera came from. Funny thing is, that rumor about Asia Carrera actually got to her.
Oh.
And she came to Neversoft one day. She visited our office. She was, interested in the video game thing, and Joel invited her in.
Look at these Gen X motherfuckers. These motherfuckers with their stripper up in there. Look at how dumpy at Gen X. Look at fucking Gen X.
Come over and check us out. She was really cool. She came into the office, and it was cool for the guys in the office for a point.
Look at these Gen X motherfuckers.
To come in. And it was that was, when you think of a bunch of video game programmers and a porn star, it was a very classic scene.
I don't care if people are transgender. I don't care if people are gay. It's not relevant to my life. If you want to be represented in mainstream media, make your own thing. You're free to make whatever video game you want and have gender identity as a contextual theme. Do that and succeed or fail according to the merit of your work.
No, but this is communism, and it's purposely supposed to take over what was. It's purposely not supposed to make anything new. It's part of their programming to see original things as offensive. They would never make anything of their own. They only take over what was and make it millennial, which is woke, because millennials are woke.
Remaking an existing work, removing its idea of sexuality, and replacing it with your preferred idea of sexuality, that's not earned.
Oh, and understand, they all raise their children on hentai while they do all this shit. While they censor everything and cancel everything, they literally raise their children on child porn.
Game included people because of their real life.
Then they say, you're not allowed to say the R word. You know, that child porn, that hentai, that's fine. That's fine to raise you on. That's going to be your morals and values. I want to raise a child on child porn. And no one better ever say anything about that. That's a no-no. But and don't ever say the R word, because that's our morals and values. The whole child porn thing, no, that's just that's not up for debate or opinion. But did you say an offensive word? I mean, we get to rape the children. We get to do all these real world things to people. But a fictional thing would be, did you say a word I don't like? I get to do medical experiments on your children. I get to do all of these real world things to people. I get to do that. But for you, I'm going to police you with fictional things by telling you that you're not allowed to say words. That's the entirety of how Elon Musk's site works. Did you know it's full of dog porn? It's full of everything. One of the worst I can think of, literally, all you have to type in is dog porn, canine, whatever the fuck, in X. It's not hidden. It's a search away. But you'll get banned for just about saying anything on X. Elon Musk's free speech. If you went and liked too many posts, 10 of them, your account will be shadow banned. They'll literally take your little blue check mark that you pay for. You pay for it. But if you went and used X like a normal human being, you replied to post, they'll literally shadow ban you, calling you a bot. If you said a word somebody doesn't like, Elon Musk will make sure to censor you immediately. You just better not ever say anything about the dog porn on his site. That's cool. All of that, you better, that's all fine. But did you say the word retarded? That's what you get canceled over. That's Elon Musk, guys.
Hawk had just recently been the first
free speech Elon Musk, who challenges the president of the United States. Free speech Elon Musk, who is only corporate and out for himself. And there's no common man that could actually afford any of Elon Musk's products. Can you afford $300 a month for the new Grok? Can you even believe that that's how much he's charging for something that should be free? That's the kind of shit people used to give away for free to earn your business. Now all of these businesses are monopolies that have monetized every single detail of every fucking thing. Is Elon Musk the good guy? No, Elon Musk, Donald Trump should wise up and round him up when he's rounding up all the millennials.
Person to do a 900. Rodney Mullen invented the kickflip, and when BAM was included, it was because he had made his own success with CKY, Jackass, and his skateboarding career.
I spent 48 hours here before, just locked in this thing, editing.
This handsome gentleman was included in the game because he's trans.
See, that's kind of what makes Bam Margera kind of bridge Gen X and millennials. The whole thing of Bam Margera is full of dissent. Even though he's doing the millennial thing, even though he's doing the postmodernist thing, Bam Margera has so many Gen X elements to him. The CKY thing is just as Gen X as anything could ever fucking be.
This handsome gentleman was included in the game because he's trans. And the trans community is supposed to believe that this is good for them. But to everyone else who isn't trans, and that's most people, by the way, all this says is that identity is more important than skill or talent. It says that certain...
Look how interesting it is, guys. As they wipe identity away, as they've canceled individualism, this is a mind game. This is psychology. It's a big motherfucking psychology trick to get rid of your identity, to get rid of your individualism, while they tell you that they're promoting individualism. This is a big... Stupid people can't figure this out. Stupid people wipe away their own identity, and then the only identity is these trans people.
Identity is more important than skill or talent. It says that certain people get opportunities that they otherwise wouldn't have, and it's because of the way they look. The group you identify with does not look good when that happens.
The group you identify with, well, yeah, that would be identity politics. There is no group for anybody to identify with. Counterculture has been replaced with woke. Millennials did a parody. They wiped away all groups and all identities and made woke counterculture, so that if children rebel, because that's what children do, that's a given, every single child is going to rebel in some way or another. They made it so woke is counterculture so that children rebel into that.
The group you identify with does not look good when that happens. You're just piggybacking off somebody.
There's only one group to identify with once they're done.
It's a success. I don't even know why you would want to be represented in mainstream media anyway. You think I give a fuck about Irish people being on TV? I know what my identity is. I don't need Hollywood to sell it back to me for profit. Thank you very much. It's embarrassing for your identity to be used as a cheap marketing.
And that's exactly who I, if you were going to ask me who I identify as, or Irish, I'm Irish Scottish. Mac Leary. I'm not a Mick. I'm a Mac. I'm a Scottish Irish motherfucker that identifies with the struggle of the Irish.
Thank you very much.
I love my Irish movies. I love my Irish boxing movies. I love all of my Irish slavery movies because that's the people that are ignored. You really look at what's the slavery of the United States, and you never hear about the Irish because those were the real people that had the difficult time, is the Irish.
It's embarrassing for your identity to be used as a cheap marketing gimmick.
Yeah, me too. I agree because I am Irish.
We're all Irish, Peter. But all that being said, I don't think it's fair to judge a game based entirely on the craziness of its characters. Have you not seen how beautiful this game is? A lot of love and care went into these 4K visuals.
It is perfect.
See, Quagmire? Peter gets it.
Yes, it is perfect, but it is not beautiful. Making something perfect is not interesting. For something to be truly beautiful, it needs to have something wrong with it. These numbers and letters are technically perfect. These numbers and letters are clean and round. The text is easy to...
This is a big deal. This is the type of shit where people would think that you're crazy. And you're literally calling something out. You're calling something out that's absolutely real. It shapes the way that you think. It shapes culture. And it is 100% done on purpose by master fucking psychologists. This is not coincidence. This is the programming right here.
But it has no personality. It is boring.
You've only been playing this game for 2 minutes. How can you say it's no good just by looking at those damn numbers?
See,
it's an extremely quick way to know that...
That's what I'm telling you guys. And you should be able to see it immediately, even if you have no experience with this whatsoever. You get the brutalist architecture feeling to it. You know there's something off. You know there's something, maybe you might not be able to point to it, but you know there's something wrong. You know there's something off.
It's no good just by looking at those damn numbers. It's an extremely quick way to know that the game doesn't give a fuck about being authentic. It actually takes 2 seconds to see that this game is a joke. I mean, look at this. Look at what's on screen here. This typeface, this timer, this special meter. Actually look at it. Who likes this? I get that most people will tolerate this, but you will not find anyone who actively prefers it, because this is corporate design. It's not creative expression. In Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, when you bail, your combo goes red and it falls off the screen.
I want you to understand that corporate design is to get rid of individualism. The difference between MySpace and what Facebook ended up to be. No individuals. They were all supposed to be about the individual. Like YouTube is literally called You. And you know that you guys understand that that's how YouTube works. That's why you don't get notified of my videos, because it's not about the creator of the content. As a YouTuber, they've designed this shit for me. If I'm supposed to be like a YouTuber, I'm supposed to look for the top news story and make a video on that and not put any of my personal shit into it. Like, that's how you're supposed to make a YouTube video nowadays. Like, when I start the video, I'm supposed to get right into the news article or whatever it is. And then I'm not supposed to interject anything about me or make it like it's even my channel. Like, YouTube channels aren't about the creator anymore. They're only about what we're also, all YouTubers are supposed to make exactly the same video, like Donald Trump speaks. And it's supposed to be every single YouTuber makes a video on Donald Trump speaking. Then you don't interject anything of yourself. It's just for people to watch. That's part of all of this. That's how MySpace became Facebook, and really it's individualism and communism.
bail, your combo goes red and it falls off the screen. This has gravity to it. This has weight. They're not just literally telling you it's bad. They make you feel like it's bad. That was 25 years ago, and somehow that technology's just gone. We can't do that.
You know when you're a kid and you get your little toy from the cereal box and shit? That's what these letters are to people. This is what it was to me. This is what it was to everything. You know how cool it was to see these letters and you bail and they turn red like blood and then they fall off the screen? That was like a big fucking deal.
They're not just literally...
Like it has the creativity in it. It has life. You see it and it like gives you life. It pumps you up. And to remove it is to take the life away, to take the individualism away, to take the creativity away.
It's bad. They make you...
And replace it with brutalist architecture.
Gravity to it. This has weight. They're not just literally telling you it's bad. They make you feel like it's bad. That was 25 years ago, and somehow that technology's just gone. We can't do that anymore. There's not enough money in the budget. I think people are fooled into thinking that this is quote-unquote good because it looks like it's optimized. It looks like it's efficient. It looks like everything works properly and you're going to get your money's worth because look how sleek and professional the design is. But art isn't professionalism. Art isn't optimization or efficiency. We want an artist to make us feel something. What if I told you that this is my computer?
Okay.
And this is what my folder pathway looks like for this video.
Cool.
What do my folder structures say about me and who I am as a person?
It says you are a very organized person.
You're not offended, are you?
No.
Nah, of course you're not.
No way.
Who would be offended by optimization and efficiency?
Yeah.
Now, what if I told you this is my computer? Every digital file I have is on this 32 gigabyte USB stick. I have no backups, and this is my folder pathway. Now, this may not make a lot of sense to you because this is a cryptic puzzle that only I know the answer to. These folder names are based on characters from an animated web series that I've created inside my own mind. The subfolders correspond to my perception of what the characters' thoughts are, and I create new folders every 15 minutes because Fox TV channels are keylogging my computer, and the most recent folder contains files for this video. What does that say about me? It says a lot.
Yep.
These two pathways lead to the exact same information. They're both just storage containers for files. The only thing that's changed is the names of the folders. But it feels different. They feel like two different worlds. That is the power of presentation. And the people who make this game, they know that that is a powerful tool that you can use.
And I would say it's the difference between individualism and communism.
Choose not to do it. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 had custom typefaces which were bold, which matched the identity of the game. They blended readability with style. They were dynamic. The text actually moved and was alive, instead of just lying flat on the screen like the dead, soulless default nothingness that this is. Dead, lifeless nothingness. Video games, skateboarding, and URW type foundry typefaces. Corporate S font. Oh, the corporate S font is so nice in my Tony Hawk skateboarding punk rock game.
Holy crap! Who could think of such a horrible thing?
You know how crazy people would say that you are for pointing out this one? This one would be so obscure to people. Trying to point out that the difference between the text is absolutely. When you see all the creativity, when you see all the individualism, when you see it's a style, it's a culture, you start to understand. You start to understand that this is how you do it. This is how you change society. This is social engineering. It's done with things that you think aren't a big deal, but actually are.
They are making you accept the bare minimum of quality and to thank them for providing it to you. These games are conditioning you to accept that modernity is inevitable. They want you to accept that the world is going to be the way they want it to be.
Peter, with all due respect, You sound like a totally insane retard right now. You know that I have a deep psychological fear of subliminal messages, and it sounds like you're telling me that video games contain subliminal messages.
I have something to tell you. I'm not quite sure how to say this.
Come on, Peter, spit it out.
You are living through the largest psychological experiment in human history.
Oh, no!
That's the truth, because we never had the internet before. So to say we're living through the biggest psychological experiment ever done in history would be 100% accurate.
Give you a minute to absorb that.
How the hell could video games be a psychological experiment? I thought it was just a harmless bit of fun that I do for 100 hours a week.
In the year 2002, video games were a small industry. They were not taken seriously. Today, it is the most popular entertainment in the world. The video game industry is more profitable than the music industry and the film industry combined. Cinema has been used to promote political agendas since its inception. It's easy to understand how effectively a film can promote political and social concepts. But people struggle to understand how video games can do the exact same thing.
Listen, I understand that if you flash words on screen really fast, you can make people smoke cigarettes and drink beer. That makes sense. But this guy over here is talking about being brainwashed by the stylization of text.
Absolutely. Being brainwashed by the stylization of text. Doesn't that sound so crazy? Ooh, we're saying real weird things here.
But this guy over here is talking about being brainwashed by the stylization of text. Why? Does it matter what font they use in Tony Hawk?
Absolutely.
It matters because it's objectively wrong. There is no argument in favor of this type.
Look at how wrong it is, though. Look at how psychological and postmodern it is. You know, when things don't make sense, it has that neural linguistics to it. You know, that millennial thing of let's turn the world upside down, burn it down with our broccoli haircuts. Did you know that you can do that with a font? Yeah, you absolutely can. Absolutely. Did you know you can? Did you know that you can eliminate all individualism, all creativity, talent, and skill with a font? Yeah, you absolutely can. By doing postmodernism with it, by making it purposely the opposite, by making it not make sense, by turning it on its head.
Why? Does it matter what fonts they use in Tony Hawk's? It matters because it's objectively wrong. There is no argument in favor of this typeface. It's inappropriate as a homage to 90s counterculture, and it's inappropriate for creative expression in general. The reason this typeface was changed is not for the benefit of the consumer. It's for the benefit of Activision. It's easier for them to just force you to think something's good, rather than take a chance on something that you might not be willing to pay for. Why take a creative risk when you can just force people to believe that everything you do is good? But how could a video game force me to do anything? I can just not buy the game. But you will buy it. Oh, no, I won't. Oh, yes, you will. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day this game will go on sale and you'll say, wow, that's pretty cheap. Hey, maybe this remake is actually good. And when you pay money for this game, that's when you have officially accepted that this game sucks, but you'll buy it anyway. Sure, Quagmire, but I don't have a crystal ball. I can't know that it's going to be bad before playing it. It's the same with any product. You can only know if it's good after you've already paid for it. What if I told you that you can instantly know that a game is bad?
You can instantly know because you learn. You should sense that brutalist architecture. Let me take you down to downtown LA if you don't know what brutalist architecture feels like. It feels like you just don't belong there. Something's wrong. Something's fucking drastically fucking wrong.
Just by looking at the box. That's impossible. What you're describing is known as judging a book by its cover, and conventional wisdom says that you should never do that. If you know what you're looking for, you can tell just by looking at the logo that this game is trying to force you to accept something that you don't want. No way! You don't believe me? You're a crackpot! You belong in the loony bin! Alright then, I'll prove it to you. Anyone with eyeballs can see the difference between street-style design and corporate design. The new version
remember, we're putting this in the context, the difference between freedom and communism, the difference between individualism, the difference between creativity, talent, and skill. And communism sees all of that as offensive, which we're calling corporate in this, setting here. But it's really the difference between freedom and communism, the expression of freedom, the personal, the whole thing of where we're all wildly different individuals as we're all human beings and are, subject to the human condition at the same time.
Difference between street style.
No, this is literally Karl Marx. This is how you train children to accept Karl Marx.
And corporate design. The new version is marketed as an exact remake of the original version. All of the advertising says that this game is exactly as you remember, so you'd expect them to be faithful to the street-style design philosophy. But they change the design philosophy, and then you think, okay, why was it changed? And the answer you're given is...
See, look if you look at the old titles right here. See, you wouldn't have to have experience. Look at how all of it is stylized, how it all has that Gen X shit, it's all individual and all that. You can immediately notice on the right over here. You can immediately get that, wait a minute, this is that brutalist architecture. There's something fucking wrong with the corporate style over here. You can immediately, this feels like home. Over here, this feels like human beings made it. This feels like it has the style of people. This feels like communism that has people eliminated.
Corporate design is better. And you know that is a ludicrous thing to say. Nobody likes corporate design. It's deliberately void of style. It's designed so that communication can be clear without the distraction of style or identity. It's just literal information. The background design for the original Tony Hawk's logo is supposed to represent a skateboard wheel. The text is slanted to represent speed and energy. The lowercase n is unconventional. It defies tradition. The number 4 being larger than the text emphasizes the significance of the installment over the series. The remastered logo removes all of that. The only function of the text is to tell you that...
This would be me saying normal things, and then everyone thinking, this is normal. These are normal things to bring up here.
Logo removes all of that. The only function of the text is to tell you the name of the game. It features a stock image of an ambiguous skateboarder. The N in Tony was capitalized to make it more conventional. The installment numbers are the same size as the rest of the text. And somehow we're supposed to believe that the remastered version is exactly the same as the original version. It can't be exactly the same, but also different. It can't be a classic game that's also modern, with edgy humor, but also political correctness. And yet, you're told that you are wrong. You're told over and over again, the game is right. The game is a perfect remake, and the game is worth $70.
Rapscallion, enjoy my pretties.
But can I pick up the seeds? Ah.
My bird seed.
Can I do all my recycling missions? Can I do my global warming missions?
Greatest day of my life! I don't think they're friendly, dude. What the? Ah, get them off me! Bird attack! Bird war!
You say that those two things are not the same, but the game industry says 100 times that yes, they are. And eventually, you just give up.
Let me do my global warming missions, guys. There's no way that this could be fucking mind control and fucking brainwashing, guys. It's so important that I do my global warming climate change missions, guys. I'm cleaning up the world.
Fuck it.
Exactly like George Soros taught me to, guys. Look, I'm a creation of George Soros that I believe I'm an individual, but all of my individualism has been taken away, and I don't even know that because I grew up in a world that doesn't have individuals.
Trying to argue this anymore. That's when Activision has won. They can do whatever they want, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Because they all became monopolies, then they all became businesses that don't even need to be profitable.
If you want propaganda to be effective...
Can you even believe that Obama literally just... I had never seen these clips of Obama. Him just telling it straight as it is. Because no one would believe it. They would these days. If people saw Obama saying this now, it's a different time than it was. I can't even believe Obama just straight out said it. He just straight out said how he does things.
If you want propaganda to be effective, you don't have to convince people that what you are saying is true. You just have to flood the zone with so much untruth constantly.
Guys, I did a video on the Soviet Union not too long ago, and how they did it in the Soviet Union is it's all mass confusion. It's to gaslight people. It's to put humanity, it's to put the society in a mass psychosis. That's how they do. You see, it's like how the stock market works. You'll never figure it out. The psychology is too advanced. So we think in a duality way. We think, and they know that. They definitely know that. They know that we will think the opposite. So they purposely don't do the opposite. We would think, oh, you're doing this to push your agenda. No, they're doing it to push an agenda of confusion. How would you ever think your way into that? You know how hard that is to figure out? That you would think that they're fighting for a side. They're fighting to crumble society. That's really fucking hard to figure out. It's hard to figure out that their motive is confusion.
So much untruth constantly that at some point people don't believe anything. It doesn't matter if everybody believes it.
That's the mass psychosis, to gaslight humanity until they don't believe anything at all, and then you just give up. That if you figure that out, that the motive, because you'll find it 100% of the time behind all of this, was to confuse you, to make you give up. Understand that's a formula. That if you can confuse a human being, they will give up. So how do you how do you win? You confuse until people throw their hands up in the air and walk away. And when you figure that out, you can win this game.
Such untruth constantly that at some point people don't believe anything. It doesn't matter if everybody believes it. It just matters if everybody starts kind of throwing up their hands and saying, well, I guess it doesn't matter.
How many times have you done that in your life? How many, guys, if you're honest with yourself, this has taken advantage of you your whole entire life. You were confused until you gave up. It's neurolinguistics. It's really hypnosis.
The zone with so much.
You know what? That's not going to happen to you anymore because you just figured out this game. The game, you thought that, man, they're not playing on the same playing field. Man, they're not doing this, and they were purposely doing that. They were purposely confusing you until you finally threw your hands up in the air and walked away as a hypnotized retard that gives up. And that's how they win. They win by you giving up.
Are saying is true. You just have to flood the zone with so much untruth constantly that at some point people don't believe anything. It doesn't matter if everybody believes it. It just matters if everybody starts kind of throwing up their hands and saying, well, I guess it doesn't matter.
This remaster is a masterclass in how to modernize legacy gameplay without killing the soul.
Can you even believe Obama just told? And everyone thinks it's everyone else but Obama. And Obama just told you how he manipulated the population.
It's a gift to fans and a lesson in restraint. Every texture, combo...
I think that these video clips, because there's more of them, I think they need to be sent to Donald Trump if they don't already have them. I mean, I'm sure they've been through them.
Mechanic has been refined without losing what made the originals iconic. It feels like the game you remember, only better.
That's not true, but we will pretend like it is.
I'm gonna buy the games if the games are good.
That's not true. That's not true.
Only better.
But we'll pretend like it is. Isn't that the Democrat philosophy? Isn't Obama just giving away the fucking game?
That's not true, but we will pretend like it is.
I'm gonna buy the games if the games are good. They don't need to psychologically maneuver me. Do you know who actually owns Activision? Yeah, well, I guess Activision's probably run by a bunch of nerds, computer geeks, and whatnot.
I am going to tell you who the owners of Activision are.
So, you know what? On a cliffhanger right here, we're not even halfway through this video. Let's end it right here. I'll link the video. If you guys are hyper about it enough, we could finish the video. There's so many videos for us to make. There's so much for us to talk about. I mean, but we're not even halfway through this video. And I have to thank you guys again for your donations. Thank you guys so much. You guys are coming through like when I need you the most. Stock market crashing like a motherfucker. And yeah. Much love. Thank you guys very, very much. I hope these videos are really benefiting your life, the life of your family, the way that you interact with everyone and everything. Understanding all of this makes life more difficult, as it makes life a lot easier, as it makes life more difficult at the same time, because you don't relate to people the same way that you used to. I mean, try telling people this shit. They'll just call you crazy. This one's a hardcore one. Because it's true. You're sitting there telling people, hey guys, the psychological manipulation is in how they changed the font. When it really comes down to it, and it's, yeah, absolutely. These are normal things to say. Try to say them to anybody and watch how they call you crazy, and they won't be able to understand you. They won't. They'll just relentlessly think, man, that dude's weird. That was a crazy, crazy person. No, people can't understand basic things. So much love. I hope everyone has the greatest day.